Welcome to 30-Second Chances, where we ask deep, contemplative questions and provide far too little time to formulate thoughtful, reflective answers. My guest today is sound designer John Lehmkuhl. John, how you doing?
I'm great. Thank you. Good to see you, Daniel.
Likewise, likewise. All right, you know the dance, 30 seconds on the clock, and on to
Okay.
the next question. Are you ready?
Okay. I'm not ready. Let's go.
Excellent. Describe your job to a 5-year-old.
I make sounds that grown-ups write happy music to.
Happy music. Well, what if I
Or
want
maybe sad. It could be sad. It could be.
Yeah,
I give sounds to people to turn into music.
so you just
I don't know if a 5-year-old pick up on that, but
yeah, that's a little weird for a 5-year-old, but okay, fair enough.
Okay.
I'll let you have it. All right. Next question. Steve Irwin has you in a headlock. What's he telling the audience about you and your native habitat?
Oh my gosh.
You can do it in an Australian accent if you want to.
There's this Australian accent, but out there in the Barbie, he's got some crocodiles out back that he likes to record. And he actually uses all sorts of cool equipment to get them to sing. And crocodile singing is a new fad that we've just started here in Australia. It's catching on around the world.
I've heard there's a song about that, like something about. No, never mind. Never mind.
There's a movie. I think a movie. Yeah.
Next question. What's the worst mistake you've ever made in a professional setting? Just one.
Oh, erased audio files for an important song I was working on.
Oh,
For an
everybody
important
does
client.
that.
Everybody does that. Yeah. I'm perfect. I've never had anything like that happen.
Ah, good, good. Okay, well, I'm completely at a loss for words with that.
That's my job, is to try to stump the host.
Okay, what's the one piece of gear you regret selling and why?
Moog, mini Moog. My mom traded in at the music store that she owned, and someone came in and wanted to buy it, and she sold it to him. And I'd been playing with it at home for a number of years, and so it's one of those. It was Model D. I mean, it was just painful. I have a Moog Voyager over here now, but it's not quite the same.
Not the same.
Not the same.
Next question. What's the most creative backhanded compliment you've ever received?
Oh gosh, that would be. I don't know how to answer that. I have horrible memory. I don't retain. I'm just a facilitator at the moment.
Just forget the bad news and
Yeah,
link it out?
so I don't have any bad things people said whether it was good but bad. Sorry. I don't know.
What would 15-year-old you be most and least impressed with about present day you?
That I get to be surrounded with lots of gear, and that I never did learn to fly an airplane.
But then you would be surrounded by lots of gear too.
Yeah, but not this kind of gear.
It's true. It would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? Trying to, fly an
I always
airplane.
wanted to fly, and I never have gotten past the fear of an airplane crashing to want to learn to fly. So
I'm just thinking about the idea of, pitch bend and stuff on a.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, next question. If you wore a 10-gallon hat, what would you be concealing underneath it?
Oh, probably a virus from one of my synthesizers, a module called the virus.
That kind of virus.
Nothing COVID related. The access virus, the TI2 virus, because I've used it to build sample libraries, and I've said you will never try that. I'm not going to repeat the Moog experience ever again. So I'm taking that with me everywhere, or a laptop, or both.
What album do you wish you could listen to again for the first time?
Oh, Yes, Fragile. I listened to this, and it's still like the first time, even after hearing it a bazillion times.
Yeah, because there's so much going on.
There's every genre. It's an amazing album. Or Security from Peter Gabriel. or the first Scritti Politti, or the Monsters and whatever from Skrillex. There's a whole lot of albums I could put from different chapters of time.
Okay, last question. A spaceship lands. What album do you give them to explain modern civilization?
Ooh. Handel's Messiah, that I worked on with David Pack, where he had like Eddie Van Halen and Billy Joel dueling against each other, and all these other artists that were. It's a good positive spirit album.
Maybe so, but I don't know. I think if I was that visitor from another planet,
I know I could go classical, or
I'd be like slamming the door and get me the hell out of here, man.
I mean, Rachmaninoff would be a pretty nice impression too. So
there you go. There you go. All right, that concludes our questions. I'm going to put 30 seconds more on the clock and allow you to either answer a question you wish I had asked you, shamelessly plug something of your own, ask me a question, pontificate on life in general, whatever you want. Go.
Thank you. Well, my name's John Lehmkuhl, and I own pluginguru.com, and I make sounds for a living and sell them on the internet. Just released my own plugin called Unify that lets you load all of your plugins, no matter what, whether they're VST or audio unit, MIDI effects, audio effects, and instruments, and play with them in crazy, creative, fun ways. We released a library for another plugin from BBC Symphony Orchestra by Spitfire that reinvents that single plugin to play. So, thank you.
Very good. Very good.
With musical background.
I love it. I love it. John Lehmkuhl, thank you for being our guest.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.